Actually, yeah, somebody says they like my background. This is a picture I took off a trail. It's not too far from here. I can't remember exactly. In Santee.
This is Mission Trails.
No, this is not Mission
It's
Trails.
not?
Nope. Believe it or not. It's this little, I can't remember now. It's in Santee, believe it or not. I think it's Santee. Oh God, this picture is from a few months ago. Oh, but yeah, I like that trail. It was neat. All right, guys. Maybe I don't remember. I'm sorry. Somebody's suggesting what it might be. I really don't remember. I'm really sorry. Let me think. So, anybody questions from anything? Any homework questions? Let's see. Did we just have I just graded? No, I don't think you guys had a quiz recently. This whole weekend was me grading quizzes, but I think it was my other two classes. Let me see. Yeah, our next quiz is May 5th, which is next Wednesday. We got so much time. You guys are kind of neat. I know there are people that are not understanding certain subjects, certain topics. So today, I'm going to kind of go over a bunch of stuff we've talked about and try to get it really pinned down. Let me see. Any questions? Anybody before I do my own thing? Any questions? You could say, I have a question. When are you going to stop asking if there are questions? Never. All right, let's see. Let me turn off my unknown trail behind me. All right, now let me make my plea. If anybody feels like they could turn their camera on, feel free to do so. If you can't currently, okay. If you can't turn your camera on, still, you should be there. You should certainly be on the other side of this thing. It doesn't take a lot just to sit and listen. Maybe even try some of the stuff out. All right.
All right, I have a question.
Yes.
So on quiz 4, 1B, interpret the meaning of the intercepts. So when you're asking for that, you want, I'm trying to think, because I got it wrong, and I'm trying to understand why I got it wrong. Because I put Y is the amount of cupcakes at 0 minutes. Because it used
Did
to.
you tell me the amount? Let me look you up here.
Oh, probably not.
So that's the thing. So when you're going to interpret any point, it's got two parts to it. You have to physically interpret both parts, and preferably speak like a normal person. So what do I mean by that? Don't say, oh, when the X value is 0, then the Y. No, you'd say at the beginning there were this many cupcakes. And, I don't know if you think you're supposed to talk more mathy speak. No, when you're interpreting something like a point, I don't want mathy speak. I want, just tell me what the hell it is. Just tell me what it is. What does it mean? It has to have a normal everyday meaning. It must, right? I don't know if that helps anybody. So some people just defined what an intercept is. Great, but that's not what I asked, right? So if you have an intercept, let me think, what's a good, so like there was a problem where it was a number of cupcakes over time. So the y-intercept would be at the beginning, there were this many cupcakes, right? And then the x-intercept would be how long until it took there to be all the cupcakes were gone, right? And that, of course, is when I walk in the room like, aw, there's all the cupcakes. But that's what I mean by that question. Does that help out? Some people had a candle. At the beginning, the candle was this tall. After this much time, the candle burned away. There was no candle left. Right? I mean, that's just speaking like a normal person.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I get it.
Okay. All right. I hope you guys understand. I understand when you're trying to be, you're like, oh, this guy likes work. This is math. I've got to talk technical. No, just freaking talk about a candle. Just talk about a candle and how much time. Okay. Or the cupcakes. What was the other thing? Oh, so other people had a hiker, right? So at the beginning, she was this high off the ground, off the top, off the ground, and at the end, it took her this long to get to the bottom. Okay, bam, bam. All right. It looks like Caitlin. Oh, there you are. For a minute there, you look like you're in the witness protection program.
I don't know what's going on with the lighting. This has never
It's all
happened
good.
before.
It's all right.
It keeps going like that, and like I keep looking around, like, is the lighting in here? Is it outside? Like I know.
No. It's Caitlin. It's because sometimes you'll move over and block some of the light coming in from behind.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
you'll move over. Yeah. All right, sorry. So you can just control things by just moving your head. It's crazy. All right, guys. Any other questions from old quiz stuff, homework, anything? Vogue. All right. All right. Good Lord. Never thought I would Vogue live on camera. All right. Now, there's no questions. I'm going to go over a couple examples of stuff. And then I've got a page that I've put up on Canvas that we're going to look at before we keep going in chapter 3. Let me see here. Oh, let me turn you on. Hey, get some more light up in here.
Jumba.
All right. All right. There's some good trigonometry up there. There's a type of problem. Okay, so watch this. All right. Let's see. Yeah, sure. What? Alec. Yeah. It's pretty good for me, except at the end there. Oh. All right, guys. So let's get to some meaning. I don't know. I'm not feeling creative this morning. Let's see. I don't care. So it's profit in months. All right. So this is bad for my business, right? This is not a good thing. All right, sir, we're doing pretty good. Oh, that's okay. It's still not the. Oh shit. Oh crap. All right. That's basically a quick explanation of what this graph shows, right? Yay, shit. Okay. Do a couple things for me. What's the y-intercept? Don't say it out loud, just find it. What's the x-intercept? Don't say it out loud, just find it. All right. Somebody tell me what's the y-intercept?
0, 40.
0, 40. Exactly, because an intercept is a point. You can't answer an intercept question with a number. That doesn't make any sense. To locate a point, I need x direction and a y direction. Okay. Now somebody else tell me what's the x-intercept.
6 and 0.
Holy shit. All right, sweet. Now comes everybody's favorite question. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just do this. What's the interpretation of the intercepts? Don't say anything. Just answer. Interpret the intercepts. Let me do this. There, because our business starts here. Okay. All right. So somebody else. Oh, okay. Do what you can, Trish. Somebody else. What does this y-intercept mean?
That's the starting profit, right?
Good. And let me be more specific here. Let's say thousands of dollars, right? So the starting profit was
40,000.
40,000. And what about somebody else tell me the x-intercept? What does that mean? There's a few different ways to answer.
After 6 months, the profit is 0.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. After 6 months, profit dropped to 0. You could also say it's a break-even point, but it's a bad break-even point. You don't want to approach the break-even point from above. You always want to approach it from below. That means good things. Does that make sense? Anybody? Okay. All right, so that's fine. That's beautiful. See, that's talking like a normal person. Yay. Now, here, get out. I need some room. Yeah. What about the slope? Find the slope. Don't say anything. And I don't want a decimal, just a reduced fraction. That's how we normally write slopes, is a nice reduced fraction. And you know the next question, I might as well put it, is interpret slope. So since I've given you a graph and we've written down some points, I have two ways to find the slope, right? There's a visual way to find the slope, and then there's a algebraic way to find the slope. So if I look at it visually, what am I going to do?
Going down.
Yeah, I go down how much? Down how much? Over how much? How much do I go down?
6 or 5.
40.
40. Right? I start at 40 and I go to 0 on the y-axis. So how much did the y change? By 40. Down 40. Down 40. Now on the x-axis, how much did it change?
6.
1/6.
I went positive 6, right? I didn't go negative, I went positive. I like it. So positive 6. So if I reduce that, negative 20/3. Now, what's the other way if I use the points? What's the slope formula?
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
You have to be careful. All right, you have to be careful. You have to sneak up on it. The people always get confused about the subscripts. I really try to get it understood. The only reason they exist is to make sure the slope sign comes out correctly. So if you do 40 minus 0, you have to go the same way. 40, 0 minus 6. Do you understand? I know the answer is supposed to be negative, don't I? I can just see it. It's got to be a negative slope. And of course, this, if I do this, I get the same answer as what we got over there. Okay. So if you give it to you in a graph, you can just count rise, in this case it's falling, over run. Now, can somebody interpret the slope for me?
It's the monthly decrease in profits.
I like it,
Okay.
sort of. We didn't really get it down to a unit month, plus you didn't use the numbers 20 and 3. So to fully interpret what this specific slope is, you need to use the numbers and tell me. So your idea is correct. Now use the numbers. Every blah, blah, blah.
Every 3 months, the
Good.
profit goes down by $20,000.
I like it. Profit drops $20,000. Kick ass. Now, to be very honest, a real, like living in the real world profit function is probably going to be curvy. There's very few linear profit functions that exist out there, but that's fine. We're not ready for curves yet. All right. Now, here comes the big one. Here comes the big one. I'm going to erase this because we already have that answer over there. What's the equation of this line? Don't say anything. Don't say anything, just find it. What's the equation of this line? So one way to look at this, less algebraically and more just conceptually, how much am I losing? Aren't I losing 20,000 every 3 months? So aren't every 3 months I lose $20,000, correct? I like it. So that would mean that if I, after 6 months, I'm going to lose 20 divided by 3 times 6. I'm going to lose $40,000, which is why I've dropped to nothing. So I've got negative 20 thirds times the number of months. That's how much I'm losing. This is how much, this is why it's going down. But where do I start? Do I start at 0? Do I start at 0? Money?
No, at 40.
40. So I'm going to do plus 40 because it's not starting at 0, it's starting at 40. So this is the idea of y equals mx plus b. B is the y piece of the y-intercept. M, of course, is the slope. So I start at 40 and I lose 20 thirds per month. Is that okay? You guys okay out there? So a lot of us seem to have trouble. We're okay. A lot of us are okay with these. Some of us have trouble with these. Yes, 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 for sure, for sure. But then when you get here, it really goes to shit. You've got to combine where we start with where we go from there. Where we start, where we go from there. Is that all right? Is that no? Yes? Okay, okay. So you have a very recipe-ish idea, but what is this based on? It's based on starting somewhere and then going somewhere from there. That's what that means. That's all mx plus b means. Okay, maybe. So, all right, here we go. Here comes your work. If you go to Canvas, get my stuff out of the way. If you go to Canvas, let me see, hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your butts. All right, so if you go to Canvas right now, hop, you will see. Whoop, sorry, Jeff. Why are you apologizing to yourself? Graph basics practice. Right? Don't come at me with grammar. Graph basics practice. So I want you to do this right now. It starts off kind of nice. It does something like what we just did. And then the last problem is neat. All right. Can everybody find that on Canvas? You guys got it? Go to where it says Unit 3. And by the way, somebody reminded me I have put in places to turn in Chapter 3 homework, the rest of it. So that exists now. Anytime you see that, just send me an email, let me know. But right here, that's the one I want you to work on right now. Graph basics practice. Go get it. Is anyone not able to get it? Everybody's got it?
Yes.
We do this and see if anybody else. All right. So go do it. Do it. Now's the time. I'll never see this. I'll never grade this. You can make as many mistakes or as few mistakes as you can. Just try it. Do it.
Hey Jeff,
Yeah.
I have a simple question for D. Uh,
For,
I like
for
for D on this one that you were just doing. Like I understand everything,
up here on
but
the board. Sorry.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I just don't understand D. Like how you get how to find out it drops 20,000. That's it.
So what does the top slope mean? Where did it come from? It came from
From the profit, from the Y.
profit, right?
Yeah.
So that's what the top represents. So this represents negative $20,000 profit
Oh,
per 3 months.
okay.
So you can just go to the units for the Y is the top, the units for the X is the bottom. That becomes a rate, and it just kind of comes right off. $20,000 decrease over 3 months. Wow, that's exactly what it means.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Perfect. This is so simple. All right. Thank you.
No, it's simple once it clicks. Yes.
Yeah.
But before it clicks, it's the weirdest shit in the world.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah. Just realized I'm recording this very exciting part of this class. Hold on. All right, let's take a look at this thing. Get over there. Oh crap. What do I? Urgh. Technology. Hold on, everybody. Come on now. There we go. All right. Let's take a look here. Y'all can see the worksheet, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So so this first problem is really meant to be, visual thing. Let me see. Why is there we go. So from B to D, I got my rise over run.
You
So
can
how much
share
do
your
I?
screen?
Sorry?
You didn't share your screen.
That's what I was asking. Okay. So I forgot to share. There we go. Now you guys can see the worksheet. All right. So from B to D, rise over run. How much do I rise?
1.
1. And how much do I run?
2.
2. It's crazy. Now, if you want to use the equation, if you want to do this more algebraically, you could do B is -3, 2, and D is -1, 3, and M equals, let's see, 3 minus 2. I'm going to go this way. 3 minus 2, so I got to go this way. -1 minus 3, -3, Jeff, you got it, buddy. So this will be 1 over -1 plus 3, and you finally get there. Okay. So obviously, if I give you a graph and ask you to find a slope, it's much quicker just to do rise over run, right? This is better if I'm only given points, so I don't have to take the time to graph. Okay. How about A to C? How much do I rise?
5.
5. And then I run how much?
8.
8. I like it. So again, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this the other way? Not really. So that's done. It's just so much easier that way, right? I saw somebody was telling me you had to be careful the bottom isn't 0. I know it's a -4 and a 4, but you're supposed to take the difference between those. -4 and 4 are 8 apart, so you definitely don't get 0 when you take the difference. Okay, so both of these are positive slopes, which makes sense because those are going up. The next one is from D to E, so that should definitely be negative. Pretend like that went through there. Let me erase all this shit. Get out of here. Get out of here. What are you doing? So what's happening from D to E? How much do I go down? I go down 3 and then another 3. So I went down.
-6.
I went down 6. I like it. -6. And then I went forward.
Over
1,
3.
2, 3. So it'll be -2. And I know negative makes sense because it is supposed to be a down slope between those 2 points. Okay. So I always look for your checks and balances. Always look to see, how do I make sure my answer makes sense? In this case, it's just look visually. If you have a visual, just make sure it's actually in a downward, or if it's positive, it's upward, upward. Okay. Let me push this a little bit. Let me see. The line that goes through B and D and the line that goes through A and C, are those lines parallel?
Yes.
I understand why you say yes, but they are not parallel. This is a perfect teaching moment. We haven't talked about parallel yet. Parallel means they have to perfectly maintain the same distance between them forever, correct? They can't ever touch. If they're supposed to maintain the same distance between them forever, what must be true about their slopes?
Supposed
Can
to
one be a
come
little bit
same?
different? Huh?
Supposed to come same.
They have to
right?
be exactly the same. So why do these look parallel, but they're not parallel? Because one is 1/2 and the other is 5/8, correct? Are you guys with me out there at all?
I'm
What
with you.
should this one be? If it was going to be parallel to something with 1/2, this should be what over 8?
4/8.
4/8. See, one line took one extra up step. So eventually they are going to run into each other. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Yes.
Do you see how it just makes intuitive sense that in order for two lines to be parallel, their slopes must be exactly the same? A little different slope, and eventually they're going to run into each other. I like it. And this is how, if one group throws a missile at another group, right? And I understand when I said throws a missile, that doesn't make sense. I can calculate the equation that would hit that one with my interceptor missile. Ooh, we got missiles and shit. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm really sorry. Hopefully you guys are still with me, but that's a nice immediate visual of the use of equations. If I can figure out the trajectory, the equation of motion of one thing, I can figure out what equation of motion something else needs to intercept it, like an asteroid or something. You guys semi with me out there? So I always want to remind you there's a purpose to everything we do. There really is. Not just, destroying missiles. There's other things. 2A hopefully was easy, right? I'm not even going to spend much time on this first part. So 2, 1, -1, -5, 1, -1, and 0, -3. And thankfully they do all line up in a line, because that's sort of like my meaning for this, right? They're supposed to line up in a line. So what'd you guys get for the slope?
2/1.
Yeah, so you could either take any point you want to, and from this point to that point, I go up 2/1. What if I use this point and that point? How much would I go up? I go up 5, 6. Is everybody with me? I would go up 6, and that would run 1, 2, 3. What's 6/3?
2/1.
It's still
10.
freaking 2/1. I like it. So this idea of the slope, the top getting bigger and the bottom getting equivalently bigger, I can just take bigger steps, right? How do I drive from here to there? I could go up, over, up, over, up, or I could just freaking go up, over, right? Hopefully I could take a bigger step and it's still the same slope. All right, so either way you did it, you should get 2. If I do it more algebraically, I can just let's pick the first couple points. It would be 1 minus -5 over 2 minus -1. I get 6/3, which is still 2. Yay! Okay. So I could either be conceptual about this and say y starts at -3, because that's what it is when x is 0. And how much does it change by? Double what x changes by. And of course, if you just instead throw in the slope is 2. So I'm going to throw it into the right place. And b is the y piece of the y-intercept. So when I throw it in place there, I get the same freaking answer. How do I check that? How do I check that shit? Is there a way to check it? Yeah, let's pick a point. Let's pick that point right there. What's that point? That point is -1, -5, right? So when I plug it in, it better work. So y, so get out of there, Jeff. So let me plug in -5 for y. And let me plug in -1 for x. Is everybody with me? I can check a line I create by throwing any point into it and seeing if it works, because that's what the connection is. I really want you guys, now watch, here's the great big connection. Any point that works in this equation is a point that is on that line. That's the connection. Any point on the line has to work in the equation. Any point that works in the equation is on the line. Is everybody with me? Do you guys get that? So that immediately leads to a way to check. Let me throw a point into my supposed answer for the equation, and it works. Yay! That's good. That's good evidence that I'm right. Okay. Maybe. All right. And then finally, look at this bad boy. So the big thing to learn from this problem here. Well, let's see. Who wants to tell me what their choice was? Did anybody get this problem done?
For my X, I went by 5s.
X, you went by 5s. Okay. And what'd you go for on your Ys?
I went by 1s.
I think you got those mixed up.
No.
Oh no,
Did
I
I
think
get
I
them
got
mixed
those mixed up. I got it mixed up. You went by 1s here. I like it.
Yes.
All right.
You're gonna need a few more 5s though.
I know. That's what I was saying. I messed up. Where did I need to go? Yeah, see, I don't have enough room back here. So I would probably have either picked a better scale, or I need to place these better. I think I'll just place these better. Get out of there. Yeah, that's what I get for not paying enough attention. Okay. So now I can be a little more. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. Jeff, are you able to count? What's that could be a problem with me and my job. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's plenty far enough. So now we can plot everything. Did anybody else pick a different scale for X and Y? Does everybody see why that's actually probably the best scale to pick? Because
Yeah, I made a mistake. I did positive thing, opposite thing.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So now I can do -30. Oh, I didn't go far enough on the Y either, did I? Good job, Jeff. Just overall great. This is a good, well, is this going to kill everything? No. Okay, thank God. Good example of if you get it wrong at first, who gives a shit? All right. So -35, we go right there. 15.2, go right there. And -25, -1 would go right there. So these are obviously not supposed to all be on a line, correct? Not every set of points I give you is supposed to line up. So don't freak out if they don't line up. And don't connect these. Make a little constellation. No, there's no need to connect them. This is what we call, I think we used this phrase before, right? Have we talked about scatter? The idea of a scatter plot before? Have we done that? So a scatter plot is really just a plot of just points. You don't connect them. It kind of makes sense. It's a plot that's scattered all over, right? It's a scatter plot. That's beautiful. Okay. Any questions on any of these?
Yeah, Professor. I'm just looking extra and look to find the slope in this one, but the result is crazy.
Wait, the slope of number 3?
Yeah,
So
I
like I
know
said,
you don't ask, but the answer coming 3 over -45, and this is How
Well,
is coming
It
like that?
depends on which 2 points. So there's 1, 2, 3 possible slopes, right?
Yeah, I just showed the first two you give it to us. First 2
Okay.
points.
Sure. And you should get 3 over negative 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So 1 over, so negative 1/15. Yeah. So that would be the slope between this point and that point. If you do the first 2, but I didn't ask for that. So
Yeah,
So
yeah.
can slope be extremely strange? Of course, hell, shit, yes. Can the slope be negative 2 over 8,459,000? Yes, all day long, right? It could be anything. It
I
just depends
surprised
on-
because it's coming more than the maximum point minus there, you know. That's why when the slope coming is minus 45, that's why how it's coming more than the point in the graph. That's why.
Yeah,
little
because
bit
it's
does not make
you're thinking
sense.
about negative 30, but it's actually from negative 30 up to 25.
Yeah, it's more.
It's kind of like my maximum range, right?
Yes.
So it's within that, which makes sense. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. All right, guys. Anything else from here? All right. I like it. I think that's enough for today. I like that. Today was a good time to slow down, go back over some basic stuff based on some mistakes I'm seeing in the homework. Okay. So that's it for today. You guys can go. If you need to hang out afterwards, feel free. Try to come ready with questions from especially the word problem section tomorrow, right? The more of you need to get into that section, I expect questions because they're kind of weird, some of them.
Thank you, Professor.
Anytime.
Thank you, Professor.
Certainly. Everybody's good? All right. I'm headed out. See
Hey,
you guys.
Professor.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question because I was never able to do the quiz, and it's kind of like eating me alive. So I just want to know like when I could take that.
Oh, what? Wait a minute. So catch me up on what's going on. Am I supposed to be working on something for you? Let's see. Have we discussed this? You got to help me out because I got a lot.
Yeah. We went over it, and you said that I was that you weren't going to give me a 0 on the quiz.
That's right.
And the reason being is because I didn't have time to submit it, and I usually edit my my tests, my quizzes, such as like I have to type it, and
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember now. All right.
Yeah.
So one thing I like to do is to just use, for example, use the final exam in the place of a missing quiz grade. So effectively just count the final for a little tiny bit more to cover for the missing quiz. So I don't know if that's an option you would be okay with, or I need to create a makeup quiz, in which case, if you want to choose that way, then it would be great if you could email me and say, hey, Mr. Waller, just reminder to create a makeup quiz. So it's up to you which way you want to go.
Okay, I'm gonna do the latter. So I'll shoot you an email. And,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
sounds good.
I should have asked you to send me something. I always need something to keep me on track with things like this.
Oh no, I understand. You have
Yeah.
hundreds of students. I completely understand.
All right.
All right, bud. Thank you.
All right. See
Have
you
a good
later.
day.
You too.